Hey everybody, Discount Chuggy Conrad here. Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we defended Will Powers in his trial. In this episode, we're going to be heading back to investigating. Just a warning, I don't know my way around the third investigation of this trial very well, so here we go. October 19, 327. That was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Too bad, I'm sorry I missed it. Huh? Maya! So what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea of who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed up the whole process. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. Okay. Let's talk to Maya. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. Yeah, essentially. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh. Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? Was Maya always this excitable? Yeah. Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to WP? WP Powers, right. Yeah, we'll do that, but first, would you like to have a look at this, Maya? Sorry, I don't know how that will help us figure this out. Excuse me? Whatever, not as rude as she is in the second game. But that's not really spoilers, whatever. Lucagen's doing a blind LP his second game right now, so check that out if you want more entertainment than I can provide. Mia's favorite potted plant. Maya has been watering it so much lately it looks a little swollen. She's either trying to make it grow, or she's perfecting her water torture technique. Yes, she's waterboarding a plant. A poster of an old movie that Mia liked. I was thinking I should go see it myself. Then I realized that the poster doesn't actually say the title of the movie. Oh man, should have asked Mia when she was here, dude. There's a horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still is the thought that I have to read all of these now. It's a nice day outside. The hotel across the way is always full these days. There's the bellboy, happily cleaning the room. Oh, that man. Mia's desk. Actually, it's my desk now. Sitting here always makes me feel like a professional. Yeah, I just wanted to check everything in here because we never have before, I don't think. So, yeah, let's go see Will. October 19th? Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed him in there. You could stop looking so vulnerable, too. Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yeah. Though there's not really anything I can do to help. Ha ha ha. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Oh man, I love the detention center theme. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer. She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. That's how most people feel. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yeah, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago? Coincidence? Probably. Tell me about this, dog. Regarding the murder weapon, yes? Is it heavy, that spear? It's pretty hefty, yeah. I don't think an average person would be able to swing it around very effectively. And that's the spear that broke or something during the morning run-through? Oh yes, I goofed on a round kick, you see. I broke the spear. The security lady fixed it for me right away, though. With duct tape, we heard. How about this, dog? Have you seen this, Mr. Powers? What's that? I've never seen these Steel Samurais in my life. These are the Steel Samurais that appear at live shows. Fanboy collected all these pictures himself. Seeing things like this really makes me think. I mean so much to these kids, you know? What about this camera? Excuse me. Thank you for showing me that, whatever it is. I wish I could think of some way for me to help you. Sorry. What about this? I don't know why I'm presenting things to him. Here's that picture again. Is that really Jack Hammer inside the suit? He's the only one who it could have been. But why would he... Yeah, why? You're the medium, why don't you summon up Mr. Hammer's spirit and ask him yourself? Give me about 3 more years. Look at us, the 2 novices. And Will Powers. Here's a badge though, dude. Excuse me, thank you, but whatever. Dude, you're just as disrespectful as Maya. You never know how important a badge is gonna be until you actually look at it, dude. Come on. Now let's see this dude. This guard monitors the visitor's room. He seems frozen in awe of Will Powers. Smile for the camera. And you can't check the window. I sometimes forget that. Let's go to the main gate. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick? I think your guard's down. Yeah? I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Whoa, she's alive! I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her, so she always gets away. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Salmonella, the director? Sal? He's soft. A pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No, it doesn't, Maya. I'll explain it when you're older. About Mr. Hammer. Ah! I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You dragged his star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, Whippersnapper. My poor old hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Power's costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. That's nice. How do you like this, though? Miss Oldbag, what do you think of this? Think? I'm not in the mood for thinking, thank you very much. Are you ever? Okay, let's head to the employee area, because that's where we found the pill bottle. I guess they're not filming today either. I did want to see them filming, just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come and see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there's any other clues lying around. Yeah! No, no, no! No touching! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. I almost had a heart attack! I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatic indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. I love Gumshoe's theme too. It's very good. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct, but I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. My science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to sleeping pills, see? If there's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat. Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So there were sleeping pills on the plate. Looks like it. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kinda bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing, anyway? Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups? Bottles? Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim, Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means... yeah, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. That's good. I love Gumshoe, dude. He's adorable. Just look at that face. He's lovable. I love him. His face is gonna be in the thumbnail of this episode. You can bet your sweet fucking ass on that. Sorry for the language. It's an early Let's Play thing. You know. I gotta reduce my language in the future. That way I can grow as a character. Detective, about that bottle. Oh, that talk about embarrassing, pal. I can't believe I missed that on my first sweep for evidence. Don't know how I can apologize to Mr. Edgeworth. Must be tough being a detective with all that responsibility. Oh, blush. I don't know why I said the blush out loud, but I did. It's looking like Will Powers was drugged. I'm going back to the precinct to do some more detailed tests. You're being very free with your information today, Detective. Well, don't go telling anyone this, pal, but I was kind of impressed at today's trial, too. Most lawyers would have given up after that director's testimony. I think if it had been anyone but you there, Powers would be done for by now. So I'm gonna just show him Powers' photo, and then I'm gonna get going. I'm guessing I know as much about that as you do, pal, i.e. nothing. I see. That's good. Yeah, no more talk topics, so I'm just gonna be going. Be seeing you. Outside Studio 1. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him? Like, the director or the producer? Well, I think we already know the answer to that. Hey, Nick. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello? H-E-L-L-O! H-E-L-L-O! Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me? Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick! She's really ticking me off! Oh dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it! She's the killer! My fake blood speaks to me! I know it! I know it! Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manella? If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer, by yourselves. Oh dear. Ma'am, I know how to get you to talk. Check this out. She's not even looking. Okay, hey, you look. Why are you showing that to me, Nick? This game is so charming, with its dialogue and whatnot. Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on high from getting that rare card she needed. How did Maya know about that? Because Mia was there when we gave her that card, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. So I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing really in here. At all. But we do have some examining to do. Some examarooning. A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They've kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it'd run fine. Well, let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license? But look, I have this. Why are you showing me your attorney's badge, Nick? Do we already have the van in the court record? No. Okay, we'll figure it out eventually. This is where Salmonella and Vasquez ate. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they ate T-bone steaks too! Something wrong? I don't know, I'm getting this funny feeling. Something about this just feels odd, you know? Can't say that I do. It's because there aren't bones on the plate. Who eats the bones from a T-bone steak? Nothing really in particular that... Actually... Yeah, this feels like a more blind thing because I don't really know this investigation well. Not looking, whatever. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, let's go outside. Maybe we're missing something somewhere else. I don't know. Here, dude. Why don't you just take a good look at this? Miss Oldback? Okay, yeah, it's the default text. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the employee area. Okay. Actually, there's probably nothing really examine-worthy in here. Let's go to the dressing room. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? The WP's innocent! Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done. But this week is the last episode of the Steel Samurai. What? No! Oh, poor Maya. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too! What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, the producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. Okay, yeah, sorry, I had to readjust myself there. This is not a comfortable recording setup. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set, then? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. No! Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true! If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure! Nick, say something! Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Okay, yeah. And this is? A fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think that you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this incident 5 years ago. Okay. Well, that was easy. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer? And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Alright then. Well, apparently it was more important to go there than I thought. Okay. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer! She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance? Maya, calm your tits, dog. Your non-existent tits, because you have a robe on. There's no proof they exist. Whatever. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Huh? Nichols! Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols, the assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about that accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers, dredging up dirt on someone's past like that, and the recently departed no less. I suppose you think this is fun? No, I'm doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. Here's my proof. What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes. So? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay. You win. I'll talk. This is a really good song, so I'm gonna stop talking and let you listen. So yeah, from there it just kind of loops, but still, that's a song that only plays at this point in the game. So, yeah. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez! She has ties to the Mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph? Wait a second! This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy in the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. So yeah, Oldbag is one of my favorite witnesses because she's a horrible fucking person in terms of, like, complying with investigation and saving lives, but she's a good person in that she can admit when she's wrong, so I like her as a character. Anyways, something tells me, we have some talking to do with a certain producer. She's not even looking. Fair. What? Where did you get that? Oldbag. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right. Anyway. Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. Let's go! You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now? Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause! You pressured him! And I think it was just an accident. Excuse me! What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammers, you see. I skipped a lot of text there. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys? I can't decide whether I want to put this or Gumshoe in the thumbnail now. Oh man, maybe I'll do both. But how would I do that? Dang it! Okay, this is gonna be the thumbnail. I think we probably already had Detective Gumshoe, and if we haven't, we will later. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! Hold it right there! I heard everything, pal. D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was really scared. Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just, I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. In the next episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we are going to be going to the final trial of Will Powers. I will see you guys then.